Mic check, mic check. All right. So, what is up, my dragon and dragonettes? Welcome back to Controversial. And for the people who don't ever watch my channel, you're here because of the topic. Hello to you too. So, I'm here to tell the truth about plumbing industry, which is exactly the same as big corporates and whatnot, because most of the people at the higher ups are exactly the same. Um, Shout out to Button Check in the background, just using their video as a background distraction or whatever. So I have been doing plumbing for 6 to 7 years. All right, and don't get me wrong, this is the same as their there are dirty cops and then there's good cops, right? Plumbing is the same way, but you have way too many dirty cops than over good cops. So it overshadows what the good people are doing, right? And plumbing is exactly the same way. They make you take all kinds of tests and whatnot, but it doesn't change the fact of the integrity of people and the greed that most people have. So, making this video because I got fired from Benjamin Franklin because I don't sell enough. Not because I'm helping people out, getting 5-star reviews, and people love me to have me in their house. I got fired because I don't sell enough, or because I won't oversell to force people to buy shit that they don't need or whatnot. Because I don't have that fuck you pay me mentality. And for a lot of you people, you don't understand that that's what most companies are, especially Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is definitely one of those companies that all they care about is money, 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 money. And the master plumber there that said it best, we had a meeting and he straight up said, you know what? I'm tired of hearing about the owner complaining about money. We're not selling enough. We're not whatever, right? So he came in a meeting. He said, you know what? They don't want to buy it. Tell them they need to borrow the money from their family members. If they can't, if their family members don't buy it, they tell them to borrow it from the next door neighbor. If they can't, then they need to go take a loan out from the bank and whatnot. And then the owner was like, hey, now you're going too far. He said, no, I'm not. He said, this is what you want. And, you you're always whining about money. And it's because the people in Benjamin Franklin who are whining about money. So, because he has that mentality of money, 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 and he comes from the same cloth as the people who run Benjamin Franklin. It's the same way. It's the reason why Benjamin Franklin is so so overpriced more than all the other plumbing companies running around, and don't know why people choose to go with them. When there's other plumbing companies, the best ones I have seen are non-corporate non-corporate plumbing companies. They do work better. They may not be as fancy and whatnot. But the master plumber there, he was trying to bring integrity there, but Benjamin Franklin don't care. The only thing they want to see is money coming in. You can be an asshole, you could be a fuck up and do the work wrong. As long as you bringing money in, they're fine. So, um, but that's the dark side of plumbing. Unless you find somebody who's being honest with you. Like I said, there's a few plumbing companies out there, but you know, um, one, they need to have their license, and the Benjamin Franklin, they had a couple of people who um, who will be working without a license. There's some plumbing companies that go to do that. Period. So you will have some companies out there that will have a guy working in your home without a license. And what y'all need to do is start asking people like, "Hey, what license are you?" You know, and they're gonna tell you. You know, you may have something that lie. Tell them to show you their license. You have the right to be like, ask like, "Hey, I need to see your license." Because if you're gonna pay top dollar for somebody to do something, they need to have their license in their wallet at all times. Not sometimes, not once a week, at all times. Have your license at all times. Um, I have my old one. They come in different colors. So to show you that I have taken my steps, as you can see, there's the green one, there's the red one, and I will be getting my blue one here shortly after the 16th. There's different levels to this. And the first one is my apprentice card. The green one is my tradesman, and then the blue one is my journeyman. People, the plumbers that come in your house should always have those cards, always. And then you got a black one and a gold one, which are the master plumbers and responsible master plumbers, right? Um, it clearly says on the card you're allowed to look at it and see it. If any of them decide to be like they want to act funny, do not, do not. Like you can leave. I'm not paying a single dime because the company decided to bring an apprentice into my house. An apprentice cannot work at all unless the plumber is there. A tradesman or a journeyman or a master plumber have to be there for the apprentice to work. A tradesman has to he works on residential. A journeyman can work on residential and commercial. So if you have these people come into your business or your home without any without any license or stuff like that, you're putting your home at risk because that means that person didn't go through the right steps to the right steps, the right testing, the right classing, and stuff like that, and they got these people working. And I really don't give a shit because the one that I worked at fired me for nothing. He told me there was no reason for us to let you go. It's just that you're not what we're looking for. So, like I said, getting 5 star reviews all the time does not matter when you're with the corporate. Making people happy does not matter. It's putting money in their pocket so they can keep being fat and greedy. And then they want to work off commission. I refuse to work off commission. I will never work a commission just because of the mentality that comes behind commission. When you do work commission and those weeks, months that you're getting dollars, not hundreds, dollars, start to change your mindset a little bit, especially when you got a family you got to feed and whatnot. So, um, and then you start to sell people that they don't need. You tell them you need this and this and whatever. You start to try a little bit harder. People will say, "Oh, you're betting on yourself and whatnot." No, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because you can still make good money hourly. And as a tradesman, I was making around 28, and then the journeyman would have got me a pay raise, like in the 30s and above. So the fact that to say commission, it's because you're greedy. That's all that is. Because if you sell more, you get more. And I understand that nowadays, like a lot of stuff is expensive and whatnot. And we need to pay for stuff, but you can still you can still be paid hourly and still do what you have to do and be living comfortable. Making $28 an hour now. Me and my wife go on dates every week and living comfortable. Yeah, we kind of live paycheck to paycheck, but still live comfortable where all the bills can get paid and whatnot. So, and the one things I like to do is I like to go to Google reviews because a lot of people, especially when it comes to homes, they're gonna be straight up and tell you what's going on. And um, I like to look at Google reviews and see what companies that are good, and I went to that company. The only reason why I went to this Benjamin Franklin is because I was trying to find a job that was close to home. All right, so, but it's one of the reasons why I like a lot of other plumbers that you talk to them. It was like, no, don't like Benjamin Franklin. Just straight up stuck up piece of shit company, and they're overpriced. We said it all the time. You hear other plumber coming somebody they're like Benjamin Franklin, yeah. And there's other companies. There's like that as well. Because they gotta pay for all those trucks and the branding and whatnot. So Benjamin Franklin is franchised out. Um, Meaning that you yourself that's watching this video, you can go and purchase Benjamin Franklin. What I think he said, $20,000 or $30,000. You know, um, and then they will help you out with all the fittings and stuff like that because you're purchasing their name, and they'll allow you to use their name and whatnot. And then every month you gotta give them a kickback on that. So um, they they have a chart that tells you that you need to make about anywhere from 1,200 to 1,600 a day. It's either a day or per call, one of the two. I think it's probably a day. And at the end of the month, you need to be at over 30,000. Anything over 30,000, they will give you a kickback on that, um, on your check. And they'll tell you if you sell this, we'll give you a kickback. If you give reviews, we'll give you a kickback. Um, Anything, the smallest thing to get money in your pocket, right? Not that, hey, do a good job, make these people happy. No, they are trying to get you in your mindset of, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Benjamin Franklin is a shitty ass company. It's not because I got fired. And honestly, I got fired because I got myself fired. Because, like I said, I'm not gonna go sell people something that they don't need. All right, if I don't make my goal, I don't make my goal. And the kicker is, they also told me we don't have enough time to train you on the stuff that we need to train you on and whatnot. So my question to you is, if I was having issues or trouble, then why you didn't say anything? Number one. Number two, why are you just now saying something when you're letting me go? Right. Number three, everybody's been slow because of the holidays. Plumbing has been going up and down, up and down. So it's just a slow moment. So you mean to tell me when you're sending everybody home, you don't have time to train me? So it boils down to the point to where what it was is because you're not selling enough, and that's the reason why we're letting you go. But they can't say that, right? So they can't say it, or they just won't flat out say it. And with him, that's all it was. It was just money hungry all the time, and he wants money to the point to where it's ruining his personal relationship. So Leave it at that. I'm not trying to be messy or anything. It's just what was heard and said. So the fact that you know, you let the money run in your life and everything else, you know, and I hate when people like to smile in your face and then try to give you the bad news or try to be all buddy buddy with you. I'm like, no, brought me in the office, asked me how my Christmas was, and then fired me after Christmas. So appreciate that. And knowing damn what you wanted to fire me anyway, so you could have fired me Friday, so that way you wouldn't have to waste my time. Had me coming in Monday and saw me when I came in cleaning up my truck and everything. So I don't know. At the beginning, I thought it was weird anyway because the dude never shows up on Monday. He has a son that he wants to work. Um, Son is cool as shit. I like the son, but I don't think his son is going to be a plumber. He probably going to be a helper the whole entire time. The main reason why, because his dad holds him back when it's time to work late. His dad keeps him out. But anyway, that's getting into personal shit. It's just stuff that his dad do is weird, and I don't understand it. Like this is for anybody that's gonna become an apprentice. Don't think that you're just gonna get off at 5. All right, there's gonna be times that you're gonna be working late. Multiple times where I was with a company and I was getting off. I didn't get off till 4 o'clock in the morning and still had to be back at work at 8 o'clock. Right, so um, stuff like that. There's always something going on with plumbing. But the dark side of it is majority of the plumbers that you invite into your house are looking to sell you something, looking to upsell. And these people will have contests of upselling you all the time in the background. Like, hey, yeah, you're going doing what you got to do, but we want you to see everything else. We want you to do home house inspection. That Benjamin Franklin was huge on home house inspection. They want to try to force us to do home house inspection, so that way we could try to find something else and then sell something else. If you do a home house inspection, you can do that, blah 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 too. The last company I worked with, um, started off started off good, and then he started to get money hungry as well, and that's all he wanted to do was money, 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 not really giving two shits about the customers. Now, there are, like I said, there are people that's out there, and there are companies that I know for sure who was exactly like the first company, the second company that I worked for at the very beginning, and so it's just like I said, it's just like there's a lot of bad apples in the group that makes the entire, um, I guess, genre is what I'm saying. The plumbers and the whole entire plumbing society look bad because they're on commission and that's all they worry about is what next big check they're going to get. And then they're also um, it's not just the plumbers; it's the people who run these companies who are trying to upsell all the time. Oh, and another thing on the chart, like I said, they tell you how much you need to make a day, how much you need to make a month, and what's your closing percentage. Your closing percentage, they want at least, I believe, 85. Anything below 85 is showing that you're not trying, you're not selling enough. Um, One, it's around the holidays. I can't force these people to buy something, especially when they gotta buy their kids Christmas and husbands and wife presents and then everything else and then cook dinner on top of that and then you want them to try to spend um over $1,000 to dig a hole or over $1,000 for a faucet. Meanwhile, when um the last company I worked with, we were charging like $600 to dig a hole, or if you provided it, it was like two something, three something to put in the faucet, not $1,000. So the pricing for The pricing book for Benjamin Franklin is ridiculous. Like I said, it's because they got to pay for all the trucks and advertising and whatnot. Also, another thing is when companies out there like Benjamin Franklin, they force the guy that's franchising it out, that bought the franchise for that area, they charge them an X amount of money for each area. So, say for instance, Frisco, Texas. If I want to run Benjamin Franklin in Frisco, Texas, what I have to do is pay Benjamin Franklin an X amount of money just so that way I can say I have this area in Frisco, Texas. So that way nobody else will have it. Not that hey, it's fair game. You know, if people love you, they'll call you for you and blah blah and whatnot. No, it's you have to pay us to get this location, and so it's stuff like that, and it's stuff that where these um these owners, they will tell you that, oh, we ain't got no money in the bank or blah blah whatever. The famous lines, we ain't got no money in the bank, but yet you could always go on trips or remodel your house or buy your kids a brand new Jeep, vehicle, cars, um, jewelry, and whatnot. You know, not no like, oh, a used Jeep, a brand spanking new one, or going on a trip all the time, but you ain't got no money. This is like I said, the stuff I said that goes behind closed doors all the time. Every single time you have greedy owners who say they can't help and provide for their employees, but they'll go spend that same money. They said that, hey, we can't give you a raise, but let me go on the backside and spend all this money, right? Now, um, like I said, corporate is horrible, but working for somebody that's independently owned that grew their stuff up for the wrong person, it could be wrong too. They, like I said, they could tell you that they ain't got no money, but they take all that money and put it in their pocket. Money that's supposed to be for the company is not. Oh, hold on. All right, part two. Sorry, I was just talking to my master plumber, my old master plumber, who is also my best friend and brother. I don't remember where I was at, but me and him was talking about the same thing. Um, it's just companies out there who are going to be good for you, and then there's companies out there that's just going to be bad for you. And there are certain people in that group with the mindset of, I am here to help the customers. I am not here to bullshit and give you false information. I give you like one of the things that people always say, oh, I just want to replace my water heater. What's wrong with this one? Well, it's old. Okay, I understand that, but is there a reason why you want to replace it and whatnot? Do you really want to spend um, anywhere from 2,000 to, depending on the company you could go with, anywhere from 2,000 to $5,000 on a water heater? No, I just want to get it replaced. I don't want to worry about it. Whatever. If you have the money and the means just to replace it, then go ahead. But most people right now who are living paycheck to paycheck ain't got that mean at all um to replace it. So I always give people the option to, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You'll start to see signs on the water heater, the corrosion, the rust water, or water in the pan is definitely a sign that that thing is already there. You do need to get it replaced. But if it still looks brand spanking new, you just want to replace it. There's no need, because that thing could go for like another 10 years if it looks that good, and it's like 9 years old. I had a water heater in my in my old apartment that I had was over 20 years old. Still was running, crackling, popping, and stuff like that. Did not touch the water heater because I knew touch the water heater, it's going to fail. Just by how it looked, and it was still running by the time we moved out. Never got changed. So there's things out there that a lot of people don't know that plumbers try to do. They'll try to muscle you, and some will just try to muscle you. Some would like, oh, hey, let's do a whole house inspection so they can see what else they could upsell. Plumbing is always about upselling, 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 and I don't know. Maybe it's just me need to get out the industry because I'm not cutthroat, and this reminds me of being a debt collector. When I was a debt collector, it was the same way. Um, it was all about being cutthroat and how much you can sell and whatnot. If you didn't meet the quota, then they fire you over that. That collection agency. It was just it was always a pain in the ass, and I'm starting to see plumbing is exactly the same way. And the reason why I stayed in plumbing so long it was because of the group of people that I worked with before who had the same mindset as me of taking care of the customers, building relationship with the customers, and making them happy. The money will come after when you're actually doing good deeds for people and making them happy and caring about your work, making sure it looks good, making sure it's installed correctly, making sure the people home is treated well. That's what that's what it was about with the company. And then somewhere along the way, that master plumber, not the one I was just talking to, that because the last company we had two master plumbers. We had the owner who was the master plumber, and then he had the responsible master plumber. And that's the one I became best friends with, um, my brother. So, but somewhere the owner, so we won't get him confused. Somewhere the owner lost his way, and only thing he saw was dollar signs in his eyes, and he wanted to spend money on every single little stupid thing. Doing stuff like when the company was receiving money, he took money and put it in his own pocket, him and his family pocket. And then you may think that, like, well, if it's his company, he should be allowed to do that. He 100% can. But the thing is, though, you have to remember you got that company for a reason. You want that company to keep building you money and making you money, right? So the thing is, if you're taking money from your own company and you're spending it like crazy, and then you're like, we don't have enough money to make. I can't pay this. I can't pay that. I can't give out raises. Now people are quitting on you left and right because you're shorting them. You have to go in the mindset that that is not your money. That money belongs to that company. So that way you can put that money back into the company. So that way when it's time to get raises, you can. When it's time to get bonuses, you can. And then people see how you're treating them, and then they're willing to stay with that company. But if you're going to treat the company like shit and just be like, it's my own personal piggy, man, I can just take money out whenever I want to. No, you're, yes, you pay yourself something every week. You get paid every week just like everybody else. And then with time for bonuses, you give yourself a fat bonus. And then you keep going on and so forth. But he was just nickel and diming his own self and buying stuff. Like I said, telling us, oh, we don't have money for raises. We don't have money to give you a bonus this year. But hey, look at me remodeling my whole um, bathroom. I'm installing this crazy ass 800 jacuzzi jetters all around my shower so that way I can make sure I have a nice shower while y'all are sitting there looking goofy and looking for a raise. And while most of you are underpaid, but don't worry about it. We ain't got the money for it, but I got the money to spend on this. It's stuff like that, and a lot of them are shady as hell. I'm a Texas plumber, so I'm it's plumbing. So it goes like this. And I do residential plumbing. And like I said, maybe it's just time for me to get out the plumbing game because I don't have that mentality of screwing people over. I'm gonna go into the house. I'm going to help the best way I can to try to figure out the situation to try to help people. But the thing is, I'm not going to sell my soul. I'm not going to sell people a whole bunch of nonsense that they don't need. You're not going to come in and say like, "Hey, man, I just need a car, a cheap car, and whatnot." That Honda right there. I see the price. I like the price of the Honda. Let me have the Honda. I'm not going to come up to be like, nah, man, you don't need that Honda. You need this Ferrari right here. Or, you need that Lamborghini. And that's what it is. It's the Ferrari and Lamborghini they try to sell you when you just need a Honda. And that Honda is going to last you longer. So it's stuff like that. But it is what it is. Um, it's just be careful who you let in your house. Make sure they have licenses. Make sure that apprentice is not working on your house without an actual plumber inside. Um, like I said, these companies out here will allow apprentices just to work on every single thing without actually going through the fully of the schooling and testing and stuff like that and actually getting their license. So yeah, it doesn't mean because you have the years of experience, you can have years of experience all you want to, but if the inspector was to come out and look at it and say, hey, give me your license and find out that there's an apprentice working on there, the apprentice would get fined and the company would get fined. And like I said, there's a lot of plumbing companies that's doing that, and the one I came from is doing the same damn thing. Not all the time, just some. I mean, they small. They're shortly staffed, but they're doing it too. But it's all about being money, and then they actually give you classes, stuff like that too. When you join Benjamin Franklin, there's a class that tell you how to sell, how to walk up to people's door, how to how to talk to people in a certain way to make sure that they are going to buy things from you and whatnot. How there's everything, you know, they're teaching people to be fake and not realizing a lot of people out there um, can read bullshit and understand that no, uh, no, that's not gonna work. So they're out here trying to teach these guys to be robotic and then make it more natural or whatever, so they could talk to you, so they could just sell anything and everything. I'm about tired of this shit, and I think that's the reason why there's a lot of there's a lot of plumbers who get tired of it. They get burnt out, and then they go do something else that's outside of plumbing because of those are the people who are not driven by money. They're driven by the satisfaction of the customer and helping people out. And there's like me, I'm driven by my family. So as long as my family is happy and comfortable, I'll do the job. I'll work. But no way in hell I'm gonna be like, oh man, I'm making $70,000 a year. I need to make $300,000 a year, so I'm just gonna keep selling my soul away, make these people buy stuff. Okay, now I hit my goal of 300,000. Man, that's still just not enough. You're always gonna be chasing, 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 chasing. It's always gonna be money, 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 money. It's never gonna stop. And you gotta be happy with what you got, and eventually blessings will come your way. No, yeah, I understand that to some point you gotta go chase it and whatnot. But the way plumbing is set up, it's not set up to do that in a certain way. Some companies are, but majority of the plumbing companies, um, the corporate ones, they are put out there to take money from people to put in their pocket. They're not there to help people. Um, it's a we are here to help you. It's a front when it comes to commercial companies. That's all it is. It's a front because behind that mask, there's dollar signs, and the dollar signs they see is coming from you, and that's the reason why they charge you so much. You can get another plumbing company that would do a great job and not give me any issues. But that's all I'm saying. That's the dark side of plumbing. There's other stuff that goes on with it too, like shady plumbers doing work they know they're not supposed to be doing, or messing stuff up and then pretend like you did it, or pretend like it never happened, or the manufacturer gave it to us like that. Oh, that's crazy. It's no big deal. Some stuff it's not, But when you buy a brand new damn car, you don't like, hey man, I got a dent in this damn car. Oh, the manufacturer must have did that. That's crazy, but don't worry about it. And then they just sell you the car anyway. You're like, no, bitch, that's a big ass dent. Fix that dent, then I'll buy the car. you want the same thing for your appliances and stuff like that that the plumber install. And like I said, that's one of the things of actually taking care of the customer is taking care of their product that they bought. But there are some guys out there that just don't give a damn, and those and because of the how the plumbing industry is ran, all the good guys are leaving because they're getting sick and tired of it. And my master plumber, who's my brother, is one of them. He's not in the plumbing industry anymore. He's keeping his license. I'm keeping my license, but it's just like let's go do something else, man. This is utterly bullshit. So that's it. Y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed and be safe out there. Like I said, make sure they have this card right here. I'm not gonna show you the front because it got my whole full name on it. But make sure you see it. And if that card is red, because this is red on the front and the back. If you see that red card, that means they're apprentice and they should not be doing the work at all. The only work they should be doing is helping out the plumber. They can't do work while the plumber is there because the plumber is overseeing what's going on. And they go get tools and whatnot. But if that plumber shows up by himself with that red card, kick him out of your house, and then you tell it's up to you. You can tell the the company that you will call the state board because you just had a apprentice come in my house to try to work, or you could just tell them like, never using you again. You just try to send an apprentice in my house who doesn't have the credentials to work in my house. So, y'all have a good one. Deuces.